So next, I want to get into the subject of advanced placement tests. With the changes to college requirements and standardized testing, AP test scores have become very important when it comes to college eligibility. So today we have a guest speaker, Mr. Kenneth Liou, currently attending Brown University, to speak to us about the AP test when it comes to the subject of computer science. Is Mr. Kenneth Liou here?
Yes, yeah, thank you for the introduction. Yeah, so I'm Kenneth Liou. This is a presentation on how to prepare for the AP Computer Science test. There's two AP Computer Science tests. One is Computer Science Principles, and the other is Computer Science A, which is more about programming in Java, and that's the one that I'm going to be talking about today. But first, a little bit about me. I am currently a dual degree student for computer science and biomedical engineering at Brown. I've done a couple of independent coding projects by myself before, and I'm currently doing research on deep learning, natural language processing. If any of you guys find that interesting, you can talk about it with me after. But yeah, first let's get into why computer science. I really believe that computer science is a super useful skill for whatever your interests are. It's got lots of applications in every academic field and also professional field. And also it's a very stable career path, obviously. I'm sure many of the parents here have some sort of connections with software engineering. And you guys all know that, at the end of the day, if you learn computer science, you're going to know that it is going to be a stable career path. And the thing about computer science is it has applications, like I said, to lots of different topics. And here are just two examples that I'm going to list. On the left-hand side is actually an image that an app on my phone created in 5 seconds when I inserted the prompt computer science. And this is like an AI app that literally creates art using computer science. And so there's different applications in art and obviously like business organization, finance, English. On the right, you'll see this is a news article published by The Guardian. And it's completely written by GPT-3, which is a AI deep learning model that uses human language. And I find that super interesting because at the end of the day, if you learn CS, there's a million ways to apply it. And if you find something that you're interested in that you like more than CS, there's definitely ways you can use it to improve your career in that way, right? But we're here to talk about the AP test, right? Why take the AP test? Why the computer science test, right? First of all, it looks really great on your college application. It's like a small part of your application, but really anything helps. Colleges really like to see students who take initiative, who are capable, and students who are willing to push themselves, right? So if you find yourself really interested in computer science, this is definitely a great way to go. And also it fulfills credits for college. So when you get into college, you can take less intro classes. This means either you can take just less classes in general if you want to focus on something else, or you can take more interesting classes earlier on. And so it's really just a win-win situation. And it will help you in, if you take the AP Computer Science test, it's going to teach you a lot of the skills necessary, first of all, for test taking, but also it will teach you computer science skills, which can be useful down the line as well. So here are just some of the school's requirements for taking AP Computer Science in high school. If you guys don't go to one of these schools, it's really easy to just search up what the prerequisites are to take AP Computer Science A at your school. But here you can see Fremont, Homestead, Monte Vista. They all recommend that students take computer programming Java before taking Computer Science A. And Cupertino and Nimbrook, they both also have computer programming Java, although it's not it's not like more of a requirement. But for all of these schools, you want to be sure to take Algebra 2 before you take Computer Science A. And as far as the timeline goes for this, you want to be sure to take Algebra 2 and computer programming Java as early as you can. This is because later on when you do take AP Computer Science, you want to make sure you have this time. First of all, it's going to be really advantageous to take AP Computer Science earlier. First of all, because you can then report your AP score. Because if you take AP CS in your senior year, you will not be able to report that. But more importantly, this is probably the best reason to take AP CS early, is because it's a way for you to explore a subject, right? And if you really find yourself enjoying computer science, you'll have a lot of time before application season rolls around to really further your interests in computer science. This can entail attending hackathons, which is much more common at the high school level nowadays. You can do independent coding projects. If you're really lucky, or if you have a connection or something, you can find an internship. But I know that's really tough. I'm currently trying to find internships, and it's very difficult for that. So I understand that might be a little bit of a stretch. But really, anything that you can do to further your interest in computer science is really great, because first of all, it's going to teach you a lot about computer science. But secondly, it looks really great on a resume. Colleges really like to see students who take initiative, and again, who push themselves, right? So at the end of the day, if you're going to be choosing between an AP test or something that shows like real commitment, colleges would much rather see a student who's doing these things outside of school, who are really pushing themselves to do more, right? And because of that, you're going to want to take Algebra 2 and computer programming earlier on. Try to get that out of the way. Obviously, don't cram yourself, don't kill yourself trying to fit these things into your schedule. It's really okay to take AP Computer Science your senior year as well, as long as you have some sort of commitment to show that you're interested in it. And at the very least, if you find yourself not enjoying AP Computer Science, it's a useful skill to have. So in the end, it's going to be worth it. So at ShareWorld, this is how we're going to prepare students for the AP test. First of all, we're going to review the AP Computer Science concepts and supplement your understanding. One thing I like to say about computer science, more specifically programming, is that I like to see programming as a window into someone's brain, because the way that someone codes is very indicative of how they organize their thoughts, right? But everyone codes in a different way. Everyone thinks in a different way with different techniques, different methods, right? And oftentimes schools don't have enough time or resources to really tailor that educational experience to the individual student and their learning style, and also their thinking style. And so oftentimes in school, you'll find that students are falling behind, not because they're incapable, or not even because the teaching is bad, but because sometimes the teaching style and learning style simply don't match up. And these different coding styles, which can be very important in different situations, are left behind, right? So in class, we're really going to try to tailor the experience to the student, and understand how to improve your coding based on the way you like to code. And we're going to give you tips on that as well. Secondly, we're also going to do a lot of practice solving AP questions from past exams. Obviously, the best way to prepare for an AP test is actually to take AP test problems. Luckily, there's resources online that have practice problems. What we're going to do is really try to enforce a testing environment so that when time comes around to actually take the AP Computer Science test, students are much more comfortable to be in that environment, in that setting. And so if we really have a lot of practice doing these problems in an environment that is very similar to the actual test, then the students will be much more ready to take the AP test when time comes around. We're also going to wrestle with something called HackerRank problems. If you guys don't know, HackerRank is an online tool for computer science problems. And what it does is it teaches a lot of general problem-solving techniques for computer science. The AP test for computer science A focuses a lot on specific problems. For example, like if you're going to give like a date in a year, like give me like the day of the week, for example, right? Or like how many leap years or something like that, right? AP test is going to give a lot of specific problems, but it's really important to know these general solutions so that you can apply them to these specific problems. So the reason for using HackerRank in these practice problems is to really learn these general problem solving techniques. And then we're going to be able to use these general problem solving techniques to apply it to these more specific problems that you're going to be seeing on the AP test. And the more we do this, the more prepared you guys are going to be to finally take the test when the time comes around. And lastly, we're also going to be creating independent coding projects. And this to me is probably the best way to learn computer science, because you're able to take something that you're interested in, right? Since students are going to be able to choose the topics themselves, there's going to be at least a certain degree of commitment towards this project, right? Once you're learning something that you actually enjoy learning, creating an application that you think is actually interesting, it's really going to stimulate a lot more learning that way, right? It's going to be tailored to each student's interests, and it's also going to be really great practice for coding. One thing that the AP test is not really teaching when it comes to computer science is really how to code from scratch, how to organize code, and things like that. And with these independent projects, it's really going to supplement students' understanding of computer science and organization and really good coding practices. And lastly, this is going to look really, really great on a college application. Like I said before, like colleges like to see initiative, right? They like to see students who push themselves and do things beyond just the classroom or just AP tests, right? So this is sort of like a two birds in one stone situation. You know, you're going to create this, you're going to show this example of commitment, right? And you're also going to learn along the way. You're going to prepare yourself for an AP test. And it's just a good way to learn. And a couple examples of these independent coding projects would be through, since we're coding in Java, and it's a very object-oriented language, we can create games, cartoons, really anything along that visual aspect. But again, this is up to the student, right? So it's not a very hard requirement for anything. But yeah, this is really the best ways to prepare for the AP tests. Let me know if there are any questions you guys have.
Kenneth, so I was told that you were actually a student of ShareWorld in the past.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's sort of one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. Actually, I've gone through some test prep stuff at ShareWorld before. They really helped me, or you guys really helped me out with subject tests for the SAT and also preparing for the ACT and things like that. I really wanted to sort of share the same experiences that I had with other people, because it really helped me out a lot in my college process. And so if I could do this to help other people, that's really the goal, you know?
Wow. Yeah, definitely. On behalf of ShareWorld, I would like to definitely thank you, Kenneth, and your parents, of course, for putting your trust in us. We are honored that you will come back to aid our future computer science students. So yeah. So Mr. Kenneth Liou is available to tutor students who want to pre-study the AP Computer Science exam, or those who are going to take the AP Comp Sci test in May. Okay, thank you, Kenneth.